And hello and a pleasant good evening to all of you watching. My name is Sean Bennett and you are listening live to MyLocalRadio.com's broadcast of the Lyman Eagles traveling on the road to the Mountain View Buffaloes. I'm here in Mountain View, Wyoming, where the Buffaloes will look to take down undefeated, perfect 18-0 Lyman Eagles. This small town of about 1,300 people is going to feel like a lot bigger tonight when the Buffaloes and the Eagles face each other on homecoming night. Thank you once again for joining us. Like I said, I am here live at Wyoming, in Mountain View, Wyoming, where both of these teams looking to play each other, and for the third time this season. Yes, the third time. The second time was in an abbreviated fashion, only went best of three, in which Lyman won that one in 2 sets. But the opening match between these two, the opening stanza, if you will, went a full 5 sets in Cokeville. In opening weekend, I was there to broadcast that match live, and it was a doozy. Mountain View looked to be in control of the match late in the 4th set, needing that 4th set to win the match, and they fell through. Lyman was able to rebound, win that 4th set, and go on to take the 5th set victory. So once again, we are here in Mountain View on homecoming night for Mountain View, a homecoming week, I should say, the entire week here, and the festivities are just about to get underway. We are in the 2nd set of our JV match. 24-20 is the score of that one, as Lyman is 1 point away from taking this JV match and getting us right into our pregame show on MyLocalRadio.com between the Eagles and the Buffaloes. A heavyweight matchup, maybe the premier match in the entire state of Wyoming for the volleyball season, and I'm not overstating, I am not over-exaggerating that when I say that. Both of these teams are capable of winning the state championship come November, and both teams have that as their goals. Lyman, as I said, a perfect 18-0. You don't need to speak anymore about the Eagles as the JV match is over. The JV Lyman Eagles taking down the Buffaloes, and we will start our pregame show brought to you by MyLocalRadio.com. We will take a short commercial break and get that pregame show started. Join us for the pregame show before the Mountain View Buffaloes and the Lyman Eagles battle in Mountain View, Wyoming.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
Thank you for rejoining us here, and let's get right into it on the MyLocalRadio.com pregame show for this exquisite volleyball match. And that's one of the only words that you can use, just a battle between two of the best in the entire state of Wyoming. Here on this Thursday night in late September, I would have no other way watching these teams on a Thursday night go at it for the 3rd time this season. So let's set the scene for you here. Once again, I repeat, we are in Mountain View. The house is filling up. It's almost at capacity here, and we haven't even started our pregame show, our pregame warm-ups for both teams. So both of these teams looking to get back on track, I guess you could say, for Mountain View after an unsuccessful weekend at Rawlins when they played in that tournament. They lost twice. That's the first time they've lost twice in one weekend in one season, was at that Rawlins tournament, albeit in a best-of-3 scenario on that Saturday of that tournament. But they did play Lyman, who at that point was perfect. They are still perfect to this point. And they did play Rawlins at Rawlins, so a tough matchup there in which they lost that one. But Mountain View looking to get back on track. As I spoke with the girls yesterday, a lot of these emotions for these players on the court are going to be sorted out early. I talked with Lindy Herford. I talked with Coach Diana Timms from Mountain View. Certainly a lot of emotions go into this game. There's certainly a lot of fire between these teams. But once you get on the court, no matter how loud it's going to be, a lot of the girls and the coaches told me that it's something, yeah, you might notice it for a little bit, but it's just kind of background noise at the end of the day. And it's something that, yes, both teams have to deal with it. There are going to be ups, there are going to be downs. There are a lot of blue fans here, a lot of fans in blue, and a lot of fans in purple. So this rivalry is going to be heated, as it always is. So as we set the scene, that was our scene set here. We are in Mountain View, ready for the opening of set number 1. When we come back, we're going to get some quotes. We're going to go through our interviews with both coaches. I had the chance to talk with Diana Timms and Lindy Herford. When we return from the break, listen for those interviews.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
If you had a toothache, would you see a foot doctor? Or would you go to the dermatologist to have a baby? Of course not. When your vehicle needs service, take it to the best qualified mechanics. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, our technicians are GM certified service experts. They're trained to know every inch of your vehicle. Don't trust your vehicle to just anyone. Have all your service done at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
And we are back here in Mountain View as I set this up. Let's get right into it. I spoke with Lindy Herford, star player for this Mountain View volleyball team earlier in the week. Let's hear what she had to say on this important matchup between the two teams. So I'm here with Lindy Herford, a star of the volleyball team here. Now, Lindy, it's your senior homecoming night against Lyman. Double big deal if you want to go as far as that. Lyman's a rivalry. It is homecoming. You want to win on homecoming. Is this a bigger game, or is this just any other match for you guys?
This obviously is a big game. Like, we have our goal sheet, and like on our goal, it's to beat Lyman. That's one of our goals. And I think it's like makes it a big game. It's a conference game. It's homecoming. Everyone's gonna be there. And like with the support of our football team, like we play better with them there, and they're gonna be there. So I think we can honestly do really good.
The football team?
Definitely, like we do appreciate the cheerleaders and everything, but like with the football team, we've like always been friends with them. So it's just like something that helps us like maintain energy, and it's like fun to have people watch you, and like they're so loud that it just gets everyone going. So it's really good.
Now, you don't want to play off of somebody else's achievements, but I do have to bring it up. Lyman is 18-0 this year. They're undefeated. You guys have lost them twice, one in an abbreviated fashion, but the other one went to a full 5 sets. Is that something you guys talk about, or is that just something like, hey, they're Lyman, we can beat them, we know we can beat them?
I think it just goes to show you can't beat a team. Like, it's hard to beat a team 3 times, and we do play off that. Like, we know a lot of their tendencies. We know a lot about them from previous matches, and like they have beat us, but they shouldn't have it in the mind that they've already beat us again, because we're ready, and we're ready to win this time.
Yeah, home court advantage will certainly be huge. A lot of fans coming in. I know a lot of fans are planning on coming back for homecoming of Mountain View. Is it something that you guys will think about, just how many more fans might be there, or is that something where you don't even necessarily look up in the crowd and see that it's a full house?
I think like when we get announced as starters and stuff, you definitely notice the difference of how many people are there. But like in the game, you're so focused on the game that you don't really notice. Like with the football players, you notice them when there's breaks, but like you only really notice them when you're not busy playing the game.
Good luck, Lindy. Anything else you wanted to mention before your match against Lyman?
I just think don't underestimate us. Yeah, we've lost before, but we're coming back.
You're still one of the best teams in the state, especially from what I've seen in the Class 3A volleyball. So good luck in your homecoming match against Lyman. Catch all the action on mylocalradio.com. Sorry about that. We had some extended camera troubles there, but we should be all good now. Now, I spoke with head coach Diana Timms of the Mountain View Buffalo program earlier this week. And before this match between the Lyman Eagles and the Mountain View Buffaloes, let's see what head coach Timms had to say about this matchup. All right, so I'm here with head coach Diana Timms of the Mountain View Buffalo team. Now, Coach Timms, after 13 matches this season that have counted to your record, you're 10-3. You've played Lyman twice this season, even in an abbreviated fashion the second time around, but you took them to 5 sets the first time around. And as I spoke to Lindy earlier today, she mentioned it is a bigger match because it's homecoming, because it's Lyman. Is that something that you have to talk to your team about, or is that something where you just know that they're going to go in every day, knowing that no matter who the opponent is, no matter what kind of match it is, it's all the same? Once you step on the court, you're equal opponents.
I think that with Lyman, it's always a very high emotion game. The girls can still be friends off the court, but there's a lot at stake there, and those, they just go into that game with a lot of emotion and ready to compete, and so it's always a good, fun game to play. I think it's something that we prepare for a little bit because we have to learn how to deal with that high emotion when we're going into a game. It's a conference game, and they have beat us twice, so there's a lot riding on it.
As you stand right now, both teams are 2-0 in the conference, like you said, because those were non-conference games. So is that something that you're kind of leaning on, saying, hey, at the end of the day, we're still even in the conference, and if we win, we're technically number one in our division, our conference right now?
Yes, we talk about it, but mostly we just talk about, we need to take care of doing what we do best, and not really let that get into our heads too much, because when we play great defense and we serve receive like we usually do, good things happen. And so that's kind of what we're banking on right now, is just we play our kind of game, and if it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen.
Now, you do have the home court advantage tonight against Lyman in a match that everyone is expecting to come out to watch. I've been certainly hyping it up as one of the premier matches in the state of Wyoming this year, just based alone of both teams are capable of winning the state championship from what I've seen so far. Is that something that you guys will talk about when you go out there? Say, hey, don't worry about the crowd, because it is homecoming. There are going to be quite a few people there, especially since Lyman is a big rivalry in town.
For sure, we definitely talk about that a lot. I think that it's important to remember that there's going to be a lot going on around us, and so we've really got to focus on what we're doing. We've got to be coming together as a team. Every single ball, it's going to be loud, so communicating is going to be hard, but they've got to make sure that that's a number one priority on the court. I also think that both teams feed off of that energy and that emotion in the gym, so it just makes it that much more fun.
What are you looking for most from your team on the court?
I would really just like to see my team compete at the highest level that they can. Eliminate errors and really focus on our strengths, which are defense and serve receive and serve. When we're doing those things, good things will happen, and if they can stay focused on those things, we'll be right there.
Thank you so much, Diana. Catch all the action on mylocalradio.com. Big rivalry, Lyman Eagles, Mountain View Buffaloes on homecoming night. Well, you heard from the Mountain View side. Now let's take it over to the Lyman side. I had the pleasure of speaking with head coach Brescia Hansen yesterday ahead of this match between the Mountain View Buffaloes and the Lyman Eagles. Let's see what Brescia Hansen had to say about her team, the 18-0 start, and much more. Hi, I'm Coach Brescia Hansen, head coach of the Lyman Eagles volleyball program here. Now, Coach, we spoke earlier in the week over the phone, and I mentioned to you the 18-0 record, the last undefeated team, and you said, oh, I hope you don't jinx us. And I had made a joke. I think the only thing that could jinx you guys would be like the common cold or a virus that goes through the team. Now, you're 18-0. That's obviously a great feat, last team in the state undefeated. But you travel to Mountain View this week to play the Buffaloes on their homecoming night. It's going to be a raucous crowd. Is that something that you've gone over with the girls, or is that kind of self-explanatory amongst the team?
Well, yeah, I mean, we discussed it a little bit after practice last night. There's that feeling of being that uncomfortable feeling. You know, it's going to be hot and sweaty and uncomfortable, and we're going to be in uncomfortable situations. Everybody's going to want to beat us at this point, and we're going to have to get used to. I told the girls, you're going to have to stick your arms out and embrace that uncomfortable feeling and get used to it and hold it close to you and start to like it, because we're going to have to perform in those types of situations, and hopefully Thursday night will be a performance of us performing in uncomfortable circumstances. Yeah, so yes, we've talked about it for sure, and we've tried to replicate difficult things and momentum shifts in practice. Some of those game-like things are hard to replicate, but yeah, we definitely know it's going to be tough and it's going to be tricky, and we're trying to prepare.
Now, I did spend some time at Mountain View yesterday watching their practice, and they had talked about the momentum at the school, the feeling of there's going to be a lot of people here, there's going to be a lot of fans and a lot of students. They said their whole football team is expected to come out. They're really making an effort to make it a school-wide event more than anything. Is that something that your girls will kind of play off of, or is it something where once the match starts they don't even necessarily realize the large crowd or the raucous people in the corner?
Oh, I think it'll be something that is going to take some settling in time, for sure. I mean, every year that we go over there and play, it's not just the volleyball match. There is a head game that's going on, and there's this game. There's all sorts of games that go into that big match. And yeah, I 100% expect it to affect us at the start. But the test of it, and what I hope will happen, is that my team will respond well and will be in the driver's seat the entire time, and that will tamper any of that outside noise, and we'll just be able to take care of business. Yeah.
Now, I have to mention, I've been in Mountain View twice this season, even in an abbreviated fashion the last time. It was only best of 3 sets, so it wasn't a full match. But the first time in Cokeville, opening weekend, you did take them to 5 full sets. You wound up winning. Now, in any sport, there is a saying, it's hard enough to beat a team one time, but 3 times in a season, you really got something going there. Is that something that you're more nervous, maybe not even just the girls, but you personally, like, hey, I don't want the girls to think that we've beaten them twice, that we're any better than they are, because they are a great team in themselves as well?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that any of us have any preconceived notions of, oh, we've done it before, we can do it again. We'll have to get through them Thursday, we'll have to get through them at regionals, we'll have to get through them at state. They're going to be common faces on the other side of that net. And I don't think that my team is taking that for granted. My team has a healthy respect for those kids and the way that they play. And so no, we have no preconceived notions, oh, we're just going to win. No, not at all. Yeah.
Now, I talked to head coach Diana Timms of Mountain View. I asked one word to describe this Mountain View versus Lyman rivalry matchup, however you want to play that.
I'm not very good at one word. I'm good at a lot of words.
Maybe one phrase.
Probably one word would just be intensity. Yeah.
That definitely goes along with what head coach Diana Timms said. She used the word emotional. Yeah. So it's definitely an emotional, intense rivalry matchup between the two of you, added alongside that it is homecoming for Mountain View. Expect a lot of fans to be there. Thank you for spending time with me today, Brescia Hansen. Good luck.
Thanks.
Great chatting with Brescia Hansen early in the week. She was the head coach of the Lyman Eagles. Now, one of her players I actually spoke with, Olivia Smith, got the pleasure of talking with her. Let's get this interview while we play the national anthem here in Mountain View. Hi, I'm here with Olivia Smith, player for the Lyman Eagles volleyball program and starter. Now, Olivia, you are a senior. This is your 4th time playing Mountain View in a regular season match where you have to travel to them or they travel to you. It is homecoming for Mountain View. Is that anything that has been weighing on you guys? You know, there's something you've talked about saying, hey, there's going to be a larger crowd than normal when we go to Mountain View this time around?
Not really. I mean, they normally have a pretty big crowd when we play them. Usually, so I mean, it's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be too much bigger than normal, I don't think, but so not really.
I did talk to some of the Mountain View players earlier yesterday, and they had told me that their entire football team's going to be there. They're making signs. They said that they're going to be making signs and trying to taunt you guys. Is that something that gets into your head? I know you guys played at Pinedale on their homecoming night, and that didn't seem to faze you guys too much. Is this something that once the match starts, it's just kind of all background noise to you guys?
For me, I mean, it kind of gets in my head a little bit, but I think it'll be fine. I mean, they're normally pretty loud and got signs when we play them, so I mean, it shouldn't be too much different. But
now, I had talked about on the radio show this week for the Bridger Valley Sports about you being a spark plug for this team. I see it constantly when you're on the court. You're always jumping up and down. Even when you're running over for the interview, you're out of breath. I had to give you a minute to pause. It's just something that when I see you on the court, you always have a high energy on the court. Is that something that you try to bring every time around, where no matter how you're feeling inside, you always want your team to have their spirits uplifted and be positive?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, having high energy, I think, is just really important to, not really think about what you're doing really much. So I feel like if you just have lots of energy, then it just seems to come more easy and it's more fun.
Now, I talked to head coach Brescia Hansen. She had mentioned that the biggest factor for her will be maintaining those momentum swings in this match, where if Mountain View gets several points in a row and they get the momentum, it's all about changing the momentum and getting the point back. Is there anything that you do or you say to the teams in the huddle, to your team, that kind of will change things around, maybe crack a joke or anything like that?
We kind of have a joke as a team, because every time we get in the huddle, I'm always let's stay together. And so that's just kind of I think it is important to really stay together, but it's just a joke, so we'll just kind of turn things around and just get back out there.
What are you expecting most from tomorrow's match against Mountain View when you play them?
We always expect really good defense and good pickups from them. Things that you think would be down, they pick up pretty good. So that's always we got to just be ready for things to come back to us. So
should be one of the marquee matchups in the entire state of Wyoming for volleyball. I'll let you get back. Olivia, thank you so much for spending time with us. Catch all the action on mylocalradio.com.
One in 5 Americans suffer from allergies found in indoor air, which can be up to 5 times more polluted than outdoor air. 307 service experts can clean the ductwork in your home and improve your indoor air quality. On average, over 15,000 house fires annually cause 300 injuries and 30 deaths, started because of clogged dryer vents. 307 service experts can clean your ductwork, making it safer. Whatever you need, whenever you need it. 307 service experts, just one call to fix it all. 307-789-6716.
A mad dash to the court as fans of both sides go to support their teams. We will bring you the Bridger Land and CarQuest with locations in Kemmerer and Uri. Starting lineups for the Lyman Eagles: Spring Yeager, McKinley Bradshaw, Olivia Smith, McKaylee Bradshaw, Kylie Walker, and Spring Yeager. The starting 6 for the Lyman Eagles. Head coach Brescia Hansen for the Lyman Eagles. And now the home side on homecoming night. The starting lineups brought to you by Bridger Land CarQuest for the Mountain View Lady Buffaloes. 5'11" sophomore Allie Ringford for the Mountain View Buffaloes. Haley Stevens, she will set tonight for the Mountain View Buffaloes. Going to play a huge factor for this team. Kelsey Georges, number 8, going to be huge for this Mountain View team as well. Number 19, Frankie Jenkins. She will absolutely slaughter some balls. The right arm of Frankie Jenkins is deadly. And of course, not last but not least, the seniors, cousins Haley and Lindy Herford, both wearing number 11 and number 12. As always, Haley and Lindy will be a huge factor. And Allie Bugis, libero tonight for the Mountain View Buffaloes, as always, bringing the energy on the court. That will be huge tonight. In a high-energy situation, that momentum, those energy swings are going to be a huge factor. So those were the starting lineups brought to you by Bridger Land CarQuest. Locations now in Kemmerer and Uri, Diamondville and Uri in Kemmerer. 2 locations. If you have any needs for your car, go to them. They are certainly the people to help you out. So our first set going to be sponsored by Achieve Sports Medicine, Randy Christofferson. No excuses, just results. As McKinley Bradshaw stands on the edge, Cassidy Nelson high-fiving. They'll cross over the net, both teams high-fiving each other. They will huddle up, and the fans are already getting into it. We have a large portion of the Lyman Eagle fan base in attendance here. The students really showing out tonight. We're promised the Mountain View football team. I do not see them in the crowd. They might be going late at practice. I'm not sure. But if they are in the building, we will certainly hear them. But right now, it is all Lyman. That back corner is all Lyman fans. And, man, they are making a lot of noise. Got to be happy if you're a Lyman fan to see this in what should be a Mountain View home crowd. Lyman certainly doing their best to make it seem like they're the home team tonight. Ashley Linford is our down official tonight. And Justin Tyler will be our up official in the chair tonight. He is going to be our chair umpire for tonight's contest. So as the umpires go about introducing the starting lineups, making sure that everyone is on the court that needs to be, we will wait here anxiously as this match looking to get started here in Mountain View. Should be a good one. Strap in. We could see another 5-set match between these two. I would not be surprised if that is what happens tonight, especially with the Mountain View crowd on homecoming night. Looks like some delays, some difficulties on the court on the Mountain View side. Allie Ringford's actually going to hop back out on the court. Looks like head coach Diana Timms might have made a substitution infraction error. Allie Bugis is going to step on. And Kelsey Georges will come out. Or Haley Stevens, excuse me, will step off the court. Lyman in the black, going left to right. And McKinley Bradshaw gets the first point of the night for the Lyman Eagles. She slams that one home, and that's how we will start the Achieve Sports Medicine. No excuses, just results. Set number 1. That one rolls over the net from Spring Yeager. Actually, McKinley Bradshaw served that one, excuse me. Had the players mixed up there for a second. But no matter, Mountain View gets a point immediately, as the students they have brought in the corner trying to make some noise, be loud for their school. The cheerleaders standing up for Mountain View. And Allie Ringford back to serve. Bradshaw over to Walker, going to set it up in the middle. And McKaylee Bradshaw slams it home for the Lyman Eagles. And they have an early 2-1 lead here in set number 1. Back to serve is Bradshaw. That one blocked at the net off of McKaylee Bradshaw and out of play. So that is going to be a Mountain View point, excuse me. So Mountain View quickly ties it up. 2-2 here in set number 1, even through 4 points in this match. This one's going to be pushed to the outside. Cassidy Nelson not able to finish the point. Kept alive by Mountain View. Sent over the net. McKaylee Bradshaw to Walker, back to Bradshaw. She slams it off the block of a jumping up and down Haley Stevens. Haley Stevens not able to get to it, and that's out of play. So that's another point for Lyman. So Lyman regains possession and the lead here, 3-2 in set number 1. And that one is a service error. That one goes straight up the sideline, out of bounds. So quickly we are back and forth here, 3-3. In set number 1 of this best-of-5 match. Kylie Walker going to set this one up. Short to Nelson. She can't finish it. On the outside, Herford's first touch. And that's a kill for Herford on her first touch of the night. Lindy Herford, who I spoke to earlier in the week, getting her team off to the good start. 4-3. set number 1. Mountain View's first lead of this match. High energy, high octane match between these two. Dumped over by Kylie Walker, not finished. Pushed all the way from the back line. Free ball coming to Lyman. Going to set this up on the outside. That's Cassidy Nelson. She's not going to miss those very often, and she doesn't miss that one. She puts it away, finishes the point, and it is 4-4 once again. Through 8 points, we are all tied. Students on the Lyman corner all waving their hands as the serve goes over the net from Cassidy Nelson. Up on the outside, Hereford blocked back. Haley Hereford sets it up. And on the outside, Haley Stevens, no siree, return to sender. Blocked at the net and put over on the Lyman, on the Mountain View side. That's a Lyman point. 5-4 here early in set number 1. Both teams looking to continue this momentum. Cassidy Nelson floats this one over the net. Set up on the outside for Hereford. Off of the fingertips of Cassidy Nelson and out of play. So once again, we are tied. Football players for Mountain View trickling into the gymnasium in the corner. Head coach Brett Walk might have kept the players late for practice. Maybe a little bit of running involved. Who knows? Bradshaw lifts it over the net. Cassidy Nelson keeps it alive up on the outside. Bradshaw taps it, blocked at the net, keeps it alive. Free ball coming in for Mountain View. Hereford pushes it to the back corner. Cassidy Nelson there to respond. Bradshaw places it on the back line, and that is in. That's another point for the Lyman Eagles and a 6-5 lead here in set number 1. Served over the net. Attacked from the outside. Haley Hereford tried to get her name in the books. Could not finish it. Up in the middle, Olivia Smith off of it. Haley Hereford into the stands. And a quick 2-0 run here from the Lyman Eagles has given them a 2-point advantage in set number 1. First set tight, and that's a ace. That is a Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness ace. Once again, Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness in Lyman, our sponsor for aces this season. Thanks to Spring Yeager on that serve, she gets an ace, our first of the match. Bradshaw bumps it up to Kylie Walker, jump sets. Olivia Smith one-hands it. Did she catch the line? She did not. That one went out of bounds just a little too wide on that corner. And it is 8-6. Very loud, hard to hear yourself in this gymnasium right now. Both fans trying to make themselves heard. What a dig there from Mountain View. Olivia Smith trying to spike one away, cannot finish the point. And that one is off of the hands and set wayward into the Lyman stands. Up off of the bench of the Mountain View players. It is 8-7, Lyman with the lead, but their 3-point advantage has now been reduced to 1. Walker gets the set, and McKinley Bradshaw slams it home, shuts the door on a rally there. 9-7, the Eagles lead. This first set brought to you by Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy Christofferson, no excuses, just results. Great guy, Randy Christofferson. Definitely recommend any sports injuries or therapy, go into his office today. Kept alive there by Hereford. Both Herefords diving for that one. I think Lindy was the one who will get credit for it. Kept alive there from Haley Hereford. Lindy pushes it over the net. Lyman ready to receive. Free ball coming into Lyman. Can't give them free balls very often. And McKinley Bradshaw smashes it off the block. Olivia Smith taps it over, and they're going to say a Mountain View player touched the net. And it is a 10-7 lead for the Lyman Eagles. Back and forth first set here. Kylie Walker dribbling it up on the baseline, ready to serve. She does. Allie Ringford puts it away. That's another point for Mountain View as they slam their feet up on the court after that successful kill. Another Benedict's Market and True Value in Mountain View kill for Mountain View. Kylie Walker sets it over to Bradshaw. Bradshaw taps it over the block. Kept alive by Mountain View. Up on the outside, Frankie Jenkins kept alive. Bumped over into the back corner. No one's there, and that's another kill for McKinley Bradshaw. That is why she is the best player in the entire state of Wyoming, regardless of classification. The intelligence of McKinley Bradshaw to see no one was in that back corner and place it there. That just takes a brilliant player on the court, a court general for sure. And that one's off the arms of Hereford and set wide. That's another point for Lyman. And Diana Timms is going to take a timeout. Join us after this commercial break in Mountain View. 12-8 Lyman leads here in set number 1.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
Thank you once again here in Mountain View. Our first set brought to you by Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results. Randy Christofferson. 12-8, the lead for Lyman as the student sections are going back and forth, just doing some chanting, some banter back and forth. Gotta love it. Kept alive by Mountain View. Cassidy Nelson slams it off the block. Olivia Smith taps it over, kept alive. What a pancake there by Hereford. What a pancake by the Mountain View player. Unfortunately, not able to keep it alive and send it over the net, but a tremendous play from Haley Hereford there to keep that point alive for as long as she did. Serve receive sent over the net to the Lyman side, and awaiting is a Lyman player to slam the door shut. And Lyman has gone on quite the run here. 14-8 now. They lead in set number 1. Frankie Jenkins taps it over the block. That one tapped off of Hereford and out of play into the Lyman student section. A smart play by McKaylee Bradshaw to tap that one up across the net all the way to that far side of the court where Hereford was not expecting it. Serve received by Lindy Hereford, excuse me. Tried to set it up to Frankie Jenkins on the left side, couldn't get it there as that one goes into the net. It is 16-8, Lyman with the lead. Kept alive. Georges sets it over, and that is long out of play. So quickly, Mountain View will have to take another timeout here. Lyman, the students are jumping up and down, and they're feeling a first set victory here in Mountain View. They lead 17-8. Join us when we return from this commercial break.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Franklin. Something I've really enjoyed as a dentist over the past 20 years are the lasting friendships that I've formed with many of my patients. My staff is really great, and we try hard to make sure that every patient feels a warm welcome. It doesn't matter if it's your first visit or if you've been with us for years. Every patient is welcome and always appreciated. Our goal is to provide the best dental care possible at reasonable rates. Please call us today to schedule your appointment at 307-789-8910.
Go Red Devils!
Thank you for rejoining us here in Mountain View. The lead is 17-8 for the Eagles over the Buffaloes. Bradshaw serves, received by Bugis of Mountain View. Frankie Jenkins sends it long, no touch at the net, and it is 18-8. A huge run here from Lyman, looking to put away this first set, which was close up until midway through. But Lyman going on a big run. Back row attack, and that one is out of play, just up the sideline. They're going to say that one missed right in front of head coach Brescia Hansen, and it is 19-8 Eagles over Buffaloes. Georges back sets, Ringford taps, rejected at the net by Bradshaw. That one hit the antenna, and that's out of play. 20-8 is the score here in set number one. This first set has gotten away from Mountain View in a hurry. Like a train, a runaway train going downhill. Just cannot stop this momentum. Attacked at the net from Georges. Free ball coming into Cassidy Nelson. Taps her over the block. Diving in is Haley Herford, and she sends it wayward out of play. Another point for the Lyman Eagles. 21-8 here. They have run away with this first set. Bugis comes together with Georges. Third ball coming up and over. Walker, Smith, outside, blocked at the net. Kylie Walker going to back set McKaylee Bradshaw. And this one is into the corner off the hands of Bugis and into the swarm of football players standing in the corner. 22-8. A huge lead for Lyman. Students loving it here. Tapped up and along the sidelines, out of play. Just a lot of first balls coming over the net. And Diana Timms, puts her face in her hands as she cannot bear to watch this first set. Just a lot of mistakes and bad mistakes at that. Cassidy Nelson up the line, and she plants that one on the sideline, tickles the tape, touches the tape, if you will. And it is a set point in set number one, a 14-0 run from the Lyman Eagles. After leading 10-8, they have won 14 consecutive points, make it 15, and the first set goes to the Lyman Eagles, 25-8 after one set here in Mountain View on homecoming night. Join us when we return after this commercial break. Will Mountain View be able to rebound after a tough first set, or will Lyman continue to roll? Join us after this commercial break to find out.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
The Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
Scary scene here at Mountain View, where during the commercial break, a cheerleader for Mountain View fell off the top of a pyramid. She seems to be okay, as she was able to walk off the court under her own power, but certainly not what you want to see out of this high-intensity matchup between these two schools. As the Mountain View side and the Lyman side looks like they're now going on a little roller coaster ride, the Lyman side. Gotta love the interaction from the students here. So both sides looking to get into it, looking to get their teams into it here. Lyman certainly came ready off the bus. Lyman in the black and blue, as usual, and Mountain View in their signature purple, black, and white, if you are Allie Bugis, the libero. Both teams ready here to start set number two. Brescia Hansen giving some last second adjustments to her team. Not a lot of adjustments needed, though, if you are the Lyman Eagles, after taking set number one handedly, 25-8 in set number one. Certainly not what Diana Timms wanted from her team coming out of the gate. But if you will remember, in Cokeville, in their first match between these two teams, they went a full 5 sets, and Mountain View did take the first set in a pretty easy fashion. So if you're Lyman, if you're head coach Breachy Hansen, I'm sure she remembers that, and she wants her team to be ready for this second set, knowing that the Buffaloes are not going to just roll over here. These Buffaloes are going to stand tall. They're going to want to come out here and show that this team is better better than what they put out in that first set, which really was just a lot of mistakes and a lot of young player interaction there, and it's just not something you would expect from a senior-laden team to be sending a lot of first balls over the net. When you send those first balls over the net, it's easy to be bumped or set up by those Lyman players, and they're able to get it over to their setter on the second ball. And when you give Cassidy, Nelson, McKaylee, or McKinley Bradshaw those chances to spike that ball away, they're not going to miss very often. Students in the corner jumping up and down from the football team, trying to distract Cassidy Nelson. Remember, I spoke with Olivia Smith, and she did say that sometimes taunting does get to her, but she said the older players, the more experienced players, like McKinley Bradshaw and Cassidy Nelson, she said, I don't think it gets to them, but it definitely gets to me. I just don't let it show. And we are ready to start set number 2 here at Mountain View, where the Buffaloes trail 1-0. On the outside, Stevens able to take it. Up on the outside, Bradshaw slammed and sent back over. Return to sender. Blocked at the net from Mountain View, landed on the Lyman side. So the first point of the second set will go to the Mountain View Buffaloes. Bradshaw smacks that one with her left hand, offhand, attacks it at the net, able to put it away, and it is tied up here in set number 2. It is 1-1 here in set number 2. And that serve is long, straight out of bounds. The service error there will give the point to Mountain View, and they have the 2-1 lead here in set number 2 now. Serve received. Up on the outside, Bradshaw swings away and hits it off the hands of Haley Herford. Nothing she can do about that one. And that's another Benedict's market and true value in Mountain View kill. Georges gonna set it up on the outside. Walker outside to Bradshaw. Bradshaw not able to put this one away. Ringford backs up to take it. Walker up the line. Bugis not able to keep it alive. Looked like she was trying to determine if that ball was going to hit the line. The last second she thought it was, or she thought it was too close to let it go. And the late effort there, not enough. Kylie Walker steps back to serve. Received by Lindy Herford on her knees. Jenkins keeps it alive. Georges slams it away, but it goes on the Lyman side. And McKinley Bradshaw doing what she does best. She sees that ball hovering right at the net level, and she just slams that one home. Just like a rude neighbor slamming the door on your face. That's McKinley Bradshaw for you. High energy after that one as well. Kylie Walker takes the first ball. McKaylee Bradshaw over to her cousin McKinley, and McKinley just misses this one. Goes just wide of that corner and just long. 4-3 here. Lyman over Mountain View in set number 2. Lyman took set number 1, 25-8. Set close to the net. Bradshaw not able to finish it, but she puts it on the Mountain View side. Kylie Walker going to take the second ball, push it wide to McKinley Bradshaw again. Received by Bugis. Can Frankie Jenkins put it away? No, she cannot. Two players run into each other. Frankie Jenkins just stands there and smacks that one over the net. Kept alive off the net. Diving play by Georges, kept alive. Bugis back row attack, just bumps it over the net. Bugis going to take the second ball, goes wide to Frankie Jenkins. On the outside, and nope, that's not going to count. Kylie Walker smiling because she knew what she did immediately. When she went up to set that ball and she jumped, she landed, half of her foot was across the line underneath the net. Can't do that, so that is a point for Mountain View. 4-all here in set number 2. And that one's up the line. Another Benedict's Market True Value in Mountain View kill from McKinley Bradshaw. They have 5 points in this set. 4 of those 5 have come from McKinley Bradshaw. And that's going to be another point for Lyman there as that one goes into the net. And Bradshaw will take the ball once again to serve. 6-4, her Eagles lead. Georges sets it wide, Hereford, and she tried to attack that one, but right into the net. And that's another point for Lyman, so 3 points in a row here. Mountain View does not want to let the Eagles go on a run like they had in the first set when they scored 15 consecutive points. Olivia Smith dumps it over. McKaylee Bradshaw tried to put her away, cannot. Georges is there. And Hereford kind of smacks at the ball with her arm, and that one is out of play. So 8-4, Lyman leads 4 consecutive points. I would not be surprised if Lyman scores another point if we see a timeout here from head coach Diana Timms. Blocked at the net, kept alive. Bugus, nice reaction there in the back line. Kept alive. Kylie Walker going to set it up wide. Cassidy Nelson, and that one goes over Cassidy Nelson's head. So the set a little bit wayward there as Cassidy Nelson jumped up, and the ball went over her arm, and she could not get to it. 8-5 here in set number 1. Eagles over Buffaloes. Georges going to set it up to Hereford, and she smacks that one long out of play. And that is another Lyman Eagles point. So 9-5 here in set number 1. Bugus goes back to receive the serve. And that one is long. So Lindy Hereford, on that one, hangs her head after that one. And a timeout from Diana Timms. Very smart move from the veteran coach. 10-5, Eagles, Buffaloes, set number 2. Join us when we return from this commercial break.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Franklin. Something I've really enjoyed as a dentist over the past 20 years are the lasting friendships that I've formed with many of my patients. My staff is really great, and we try hard to make sure that every patient feels a warm welcome. It doesn't matter if it's your first visit or if you've been with us for years. Every patient is welcome and always appreciated. Our goal is to provide the best dental care possible at reasonable rates. Please call us today to schedule your appointment at 307-789-8910.
Go Red Devils!
Bring your vehicle for service at Rocky Mountain Yeti and feel the difference. It's easy. Visit with one of the friendly service riders and then relax and enjoy hot waffles and ice cream. While you relax Yeti style, your vehicle will be worked on by our experienced mechanics. From regular maintenance to major repairs, we do it all. Have your service work done at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston and feel the difference. Get Yeti'd today.
Ooh, yeah.
100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
11-5, the lead here for Lyman. Back to serve once again is Olivia Smith. Hereford smacks that one actually off of the net. Rolls across the net, goes cross court and lands on the Lyman side. So a little bit of luck there for Hereford. But it is a Mountain View point. 11-6 here in set number 1. And that one goes long out of play. So Allie Ringford, the service error, and she will exit, being substituted now. So 12-6. The Eagles have doubled up the Buffaloes here in set number 2. They won set number 1, 25-8. Olivia Smith able to bump that one, keep it alive. Lindy Hereford tries to push it over the net. Not successful. And Lindy Hereford, from my experience, from my expertise, she's just trying too hard at this point. Lindy Hereford really trying to place the ball instead of just easily free hitting the ball and letting it go where it goes. She's trying to place it. She's trying to be too perfect, a little bit of nerves maybe, but something that maybe Mountain View needs to talk about in the huddle. Just let the balls come to you. Let the game come to you. Don't try to force the action. No action forced on that one as Mountain View is able to snag the point and the possession from Lyman. 13-7 in set number 2. And that one's off the hands of Haley Herford. 14-7 here in set number 2 for the Eagles. Cassidy Nelson going to take the ball underneath the basket and dribble it for her jump serve. Jump serve, floats it. Herford receives. Stevens. On the outside, here comes McKinley Bradshaw, and she slams the door shut on that one. An absolute rocket off the arm of McKinley Bradshaw. She's joking about it with Kylie Walker and Spring Yeager at the net. I would not want to receive those hard spikes from McKinley Bradshaw. 15-7. Mountain View trailing in set number 2. Cassidy Walker moves to the back corner to receive that ball. Cannot. And it is a Lyman turnover. A Mountain View point. 15-8 here, set number 2. Lindy Herford serves. Received. Kylie Walker just pushes it over the net. Tried to catch Mountain View napping. Could not. And that one is up the sideline, out of play, right into the cheerleaders and football student section of Mountain View. 16-8 here in set number 2. And too hot there for Cassidy Nelson. She comes together with McKaylee Bradshaw on that one. Did not realize McKaylee was there. She probably should have let it go, as McKaylee looked like she was in position to receive that ball. But it is a Mountain View point. Kylie Walker sets it up. McKinley Bradshaw smacks at it, and somebody's hurt. Kelsey Georges is hurt. She is rolling on the ground in pain. She landed on the knee, landed on the ankle, the foot of the Lyman player at the net. Hate to see that, and she gets up, but she is obviously limping. Tears streaming down Kelsey Georges' face. Good that she can walk off the court, albeit helped off the court. And we will have to have a substitution here for Mountain View. So you gotta hope that Kelsey Georges is okay. She went up to a block there, and she landed right on the foot. I'm not sure whose foot it was. It might have been Olivia Smith, but one of those where she went across the net and she landed right on the other player's foot and rolled that ankle. 17-9, set number 2. Lyman will regain possession. Maybe a little bit of frustration on the court showing now for Mountain View, as nothing is going right for the Buffaloes. Kylie Walker sends it over. At the net, not able to be put onto the Lyman side. And Diana Timms is going to take a timeout. When we return from this commercial break, we'll see if Kelsey Georges is all right to come back into today's match. Let's hope she is, as the Buffaloes trail 18-9 in set number 2.
If you had a toothache, would you see a foot doctor? Or would you go to the dermatologist to have a baby? Of course not. When your vehicle needs service, take it to the best qualified mechanics. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, our technicians are GM certified service experts. They're trained to know every inch of your vehicle. Don't trust your vehicle to just anyone. Have all your service done at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
Here in Mountain View, set number 2 between the Eagles and the Buffaloes. Going very similar to how set number 1 ended. It was close midway through early in this first set and the second set, but Lyman has strung together a few points here, and they've extended this lead now to 9 points. Let's see if the head coach, Diana Timms, had anything to say to the Mountain View players during that timeout, and let's see if that changes any momentum. Referee Linford steps on the court to direct the Mountain View players on where they are and are not allowed to stand on this serve receive. Do not want to be called for a service error because you're out of position. Now an attack from the outside, not successful. Up at the net, kept alive. Didn't look like a blocker got onto it, but they're going to say she did, so that ball is alive. At least for the moment, as Bugis goes on her knees to receive. Stepping back, trying to push it over, and not successful there. So new to the court for Mountain View. Not able to successfully put away her first opportunity. 19-9 here in set number 1, make it number 20. As that is a Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness in Lyman Ace. Fixing snow blowers, cars, anything auto service, go to Reese. They are great people over there. Or at Bradshaw's, excuse me. Go to Bradshaw's for our Ace sponsor. And a diving McKinley Bradshaw, not able to keep that one alive. And we're going to have a substitute here for Lyman as Cassidy Nelson comes out of the game. So, homecoming senior Cassidy Nelson going to step out, take a little water break for a second, as maybe Brescia Hansen sees an opportunity to get one of those other players into the game other than the starting 6 that she trots out there. Kept alive, Bradshaw. Going to go to McKaylee this time, and punched at by Lindy Herford, and not going to happen. And it is 21-10 here. Mountain View closing in on a 2-0 deficit as they trail 21-10 here in set number 2. Blocked at the net and not recovered by Mountain View. 22-10 here in set number 2. 3 points away from set victory. And the diving attempt there by Diana Tim's daughter, the younger Tim's, not successful there. So new lineups, new formations coming out today for both teams, trying to figure out the right group, and especially with the injury to Kelsey Georges. That's something that Mountain View is going to have to work with in this match if they want to come back here. Might not be in this set, but they will have to win the next one. They'll have to win the next 3 if they want to win this match, if they do not prevail in this set. 23-11, Eagles over Buffaloes as Frankie Jenkins serves. Kylie Walker sets it up. Back row attack from McKinley Bradshaw, not able to finish the point. Lindy Herford. McKaylee Bradshaw on the outside. That one is out of play. Not successful there. And that is a service error from Olivia Smith. Olivia Smith not able to get enough power under that serve. And it is once again set point for Lyman, 24-12 as Ringford serves. And that one is into the net and not successful there as McKaylee Bradshaw claps her hands together. She knows that she missed that one. Mandy Iyer on the court here for Lyman. And Iyer actually gets the serve. Kept alive, third ball, going to need some power under it. McKinley Bradshaw somehow gets that over the net all the way from the back corner. And that one is out of play, long, and that's how set number 2 will end. So Mountain View made it closer in set number 2, but still not close enough. 25-8, 25-13. Lyman leads 2 sets to love. Join us when we return from this commercial break. Lyman trying to win in straight sets. Mountain View trying to stay in this match on homecoming night.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Weststar Printing design your business cards. Now with same day and next day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
If you had a toothache, would you see a foot doctor? Or would you go to the dermatologist to have a baby? Of course not. When your vehicle needs service, take it to the best qualified mechanics. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, our technicians are GM certified service experts. They're trained to know every inch of your vehicle. Don't trust your vehicle to just anyone. Have all your service done at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. I perform total hip, total knee, and total shoulder replacement. The huge majority of patients of mine that have undergone total joint replacement have been dealing with pain and disability for many years. After joint replacement and recovery, patients are back to doing the activities that they want to do.
Back here in Mountain View, maybe for the final time, as Mountain View trails 2 sets to love here. They're going to need to rebound here in set number 3 if they want to keep this match alive. Lyman looking to close it out in straight sets, as they have done many times this season. They are 18-0, looking to get their 19th win on the season tonight. This one will be an emotional win. Remember, I spoke with both coaches before the match. Asked them to describe this rivalry, this game between them in one word. Head coach Diana Timms of Mountain View said emotional. Bricia Hansen, after a long pause, she said this phrase is not really one word, but she did offer one word to me, and that was intense. So an intense, emotional rivalry. Could it come to an end here, at least tonight's portion of it? And that one has slammed home another Bennett Market and True Value and Mountain View kill from McKinley Bradshaw there. Ringford taps it over the net. Cassidy Nelson rises, and that is long, just out of bounds there. Cassidy Nelson inches away from another kill there. But as it stands, that'll be a point for Mountain View. So 1-1 here in set number 3. Kylie Walker sets it across the court, over to Cassidy Nelson, and Cassidy Nelson doesn't miss this one. Frankie Jenkins smiling there as she goes into a full split trying to receive that ball. Smacks the court, stands up, smiling. 2-1, Lyman leading here in set number 3. Lyman wins this set. This match is over. Mountain View wins the set. We will go to a set number 4. Cassidy Nelson rises and rolls that one over the net. Diving save there by McKinley Bradshaw. Cassidy Nelson jumps up and rolls it over again, shaking out her hand as she does that. And that's a point for Lyman as Cassidy Nelson jumps up and down in celebration. As that one goes into the net off of Mountain View. And Mountain View will make a substitution here. And back into the game for Mountain View. Kept alive, Kylie Walker up on the outside and not able to be kept alive there. And that's 4 points here for Lyman in set number 3. They lead 4-1 in set number 3, needing only one set to win this match. Bugis on her knees, receives the serve, back sets it, and that is good from Allie Ringford. Places that one in the back corner. 4-2 here, Lyman over Mountain View in set number 3. Students have been raucous all night, very loud, cheering, chanting back and forth. Nothing better than a high school rivalry between these two. Only about a 10-15 minute bus ride separates the two. And that one off the hands of McKaylee Bradshaw as her teammates go by and smack her hands and say, you can get the next one, as the set goes wayward over the head of Spring Yeager. Ringford back to serve. Kylie Walker going to set this one up. Blocked at the net, and McKaylee Bradshaw having a rough go of it here in set number 3 early on. But given the last name, I'll take a couple bets that she'll be right back to it very soon here, because the Bradshaw, both McKaylee and McKinley, have shown that they are a powerhouse duo on the court, and they will not be held out for a long time. You can count on that. That is a service error that goes clean out of the court. So McKaylee Bradshaw serves. Stevens tries to get it over the net without jumping there, and probably the wrong choice as she rolled that one into the net. Coach Timms will insert her daughter back into the match here. Set number 3, 6-4, Lyman leads. Coach Timms with some words to the official. Maybe making sure that substitution was legal. Stevens, set goes over her head. She has to back up towards her own bench, and that one not able to be taken and put over the net. So 7-4, Lyman over Mountain View right now. Haley Herford sets up her cousin Lindy, and it's blocked at the net. Cassidy Nelson shaking her hands up high in the air, waving her arms in celebration, and it is quickly 8-4 in set number 3. Timeout. Coach Timms join us after this commercial break.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
Back here in Mountain View, as the Buffaloes called a timeout. They're now adjusting their rotations on the court, so they will not get a service error. As McKaylee Bradshaw stands ready to serve. She does. Timms blocked at the net, kept alive on the Lyman side momentarily, as Cassidy Nelson had to back away from it since she already hit it once, and avoiding a double hit, not able to be kept alive. So blocked from the Mountain View side onto the Lyman side, able to be kept alive for a second, but Cassidy Nelson had to vacate the area and her teammates had to avoid her. Up on the outside, kept alive, Bugis, Hereford, Cassidy Nelson. Kylie Walker blocked at the net and out of bounds, so unfortunate there for Mountain View. As it was blocked at the net, they achieved what they wanted to, but unfortunately, the ball went all the way through the court and went out of bounds on the baseline, so nothing you could do there. Just a strong hit off the block goes Lyman's way. 9-5 here in set number 3, Eagles over Buffaloes. And Spring Yeager avoiding that one, goes over her shoulder but the back line was pushed a little bit too far back, and that's a point for Mountain View. So good effort there from the Buffaloes to get the point. 9-6. The guests leading the home team Buffaloes here. Haley Herford sets up Frankie Jenkins on the outside. Not sure if it was blocked or not. I don't think so. I think it just went on off of the net and back onto the Lyman side. So 10-6 here. Eagles leading, looking to maintain their perfect record and go 19-0 on the season. Kylie Walker goes on her knees, tries to keep it alive off the block. Cannot. That ball goes wayward, and it's 10-7. Had some lunch earlier at the Main Street Deli in Evanston. Here in Evanston, that's a great place to eat, I will say that. Not even an advertisement deal with them, just saying that they have great food. So if you're ever in Evanston, want some great food, it happens to be right across from the radio station as well. So Main Street Deli in Evanston, a great place to eat. They have some great wraps, but their burgers are really good as well. The bacon that they put on those burgers, exquisite. 11-7 here. Buffaloes trailing the Eagles in set number 3. And that's not going to help as that one attacked from the front row but sent into the net. Unsuccessfully sent along. Mountain View students have unveiled a Donald Trump banner in the corner. Not sure exactly why, but football players trying to maybe distract the Lyman players, I'm not sure. But it's not working as Lyman slams another one up the line in play, and it's 13-7 here in set number 3. Set up on the outside, Frankie Jenkins attacks, and she sends it long. That's just a case of getting your hand to underneath the ball, hitting it with your fingertips instead of the palm. The palm lets you dictate where you want to get the ball going because you're usually hitting your palm down, you're swinging down. But in these instances, Frankie Jenkins, Lindy Herford, some of the players, they're just getting it off their fingertips, which sends the ball up and out of play and too long if you're putting enough air under it. 15-7 there, another Benedict's Market True Value in Mountain View kill. This time from the Eagles. That was Michaeli Bradshaw. She actually gets a fist bump now from her cousin McKinley. Both Bradshaw's chatting it over. Olivia Smith laughing at the net. Frankie Jenkins gonna send that one in. They're gonna say that one touched the line. Bracia Hansen maybe did not think that that ball was in. She's shaking her head right in front of her bench. Looked like it was out from my point of view, but there is a linesman right in front of it, so maybe it was just touched the line, but either way, it was awfully close. So 15-8, Mountain View trying to rebound and get back into this third set before this match ends. Kept alive there. Haley Herford jumps up, tries to get a hand on it. She does, but unfortunately for her, that ball goes into the stands. So 16-8 here. Eagles leading the Buffaloes, needing one more set to win this match. Cassidy Nelson pushes it to the back corner. Nobody is there for the Buffaloes, and it is 17-8, and this match is quickly unraveling for the Buffaloes. As once again, Lyman has just gone on a bit of a run here in set number 3 to put away the Buffaloes. And that one is in. That one was actually attacked from the, looked like a back row attack. I'm not sure if that was a back row attack or not, but somewhere in the middle of the court attacked, and good placement as that one hit the line. So Mountain View going for some power, trying to hit it to the back line, trying to push Lyman out of position. Has not necessarily worked out in their favor tonight, but it's a good strategy because sometimes that is how you get them to work. 18-9 here. Lyman all over the home Buffaloes on their homecoming night. And into the game for the first time is Cypress. Cypress Hill for Mountain View, or for Lyman, excuse me, checking in for the first time this varsity season, at least in a regular match that I have seen. So Cypress Hill getting some playing time late here in set number 3. 19-9 in set number 3. And that is Cypress Hill back to serve once again. Set up on the outside, Hereford attacked off the block and right to the left of Cassidy Nelson. Could not reach for it fast enough, and it is 19-10 here in set number 3. Allie Ringford back to serve as Spring Yeager checks out for Lyman. That one attacked up the sideline and out of play. McKinley Bradshaw not able to get her hands on that one and put it in play. Morgan Douglas also checks in here for Lyman. So Coach Berisha Hansen putting in a lot of these JV players, these younger players that don't get a lot of varsity action, maybe prepping her team for years to come when these 8 seniors on this team graduate. Up at the net, attacked and put away by Haley Stevens. Mountain View fans still left here trying to make some noise. They cheer in succession there as it is 19-12 in set number 3 here. Kylie Walker sets it up wide and Cassidy Nelson puts it away, and they are 5 points away from winning this match. Cassidy Nelson, a huge part of that. Also, McKinley Bradshaw, another huge part. She will check out maybe for the last time tonight. She gets a standing ovation from the student section as she checks out. And Mandy Iyer will come back into the game for Lyman. This one floated over the net. Timms receives. Stevens sends it long, but is it in? They're actually going to say that Kylie Walker touched the net. I think the ball went in anyway, but Kylie Walker touched the net for Lyman, so that gave the point to Mountain View immediately and stopped the action as it was. Timms will check out of the game for Mountain View once again. 20-13, Mountain View needs to start this run now if they're going to have a chance here in this homecoming match for them. Hereford received at the net, attack, kept alive, Cassidy Nelson. Kylie Walker kept alive. Still alive on the Lyman side. Cassidy Nelson off the blocker. Allie Bugis sends it wide, and Lindy Hereford tried to bump it over the net, could not. And Lyman closing in on this straight set victory here. 21-13. If they win this set, this match is over in 3 sets. 25-8, 25-13 is how they won the first 2 sets for the Eagles. Bugis receives the serve. Haley Hereford sets it up wide. And did it go wide? Yes, it did. It went over the net, but on the wrong side of the antenna. And it is 22-13. So just the setting has let Mountain View down a little bit. Some of these sets have been wayward, pushing the girls out of bounds. And just the angle of trying to get the ball from out of bounds into the court is tough for any team. And that one is out. So that's another Lyman point. Lyman fans jumping up and down, believing that they will win. It's hard to believe that they won't at this point. 23-13 in set number 3. And the Mountain View fans getting an early exit from this one. And that one tapped over, not successfully, hits the antenna, and we have set and match point for the Lyman Eagles. This building will erupt with the Lyman fans, the large student section here. 24-13. They are 1 point away. Cassidy Nelson will try to do it on the serve. And she cannot. A service error. Big smile on her face there. I think she was trying to go for the ace. The Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness ace. Could not get it, though. And it's 24-14. Lindy Hereford keeps it alive. Kylie Walker. And nope, not going to get that one. Mandy Iyer had to run in as the set was a little off from Kylie Walker. And it's 24-15. Back to serve is Hereford again. Floats it over the net. Kylie Walker sets it wide. Mandy Iyer looking to finish it. Cannot. Kylie Walker tried to dump it over the net. Could not. And quickly, Mountain View has rallied 3 points in a row here. 24-16. Don't look now, but a comeback possible here. Kylie Walker going to set up Iyer again. kept alive, tapped over the net, and that's another Mountain View point. So Mountain View has them believing that they can come back in this match. Lyman needs 1 point to win, so Mountain View still needs to be perfect here if they want to stay alive in this match. 24-17. Kept alive, looked like the ball was going out of bounds to end the match, but received on the back line there. Jenkins can't finish it. Jenkins up at the net again, and she slams that one home. Morgus Douglas diving from Lyman, not able to receive that one, not able to pick it up off the ground, and it's 24-18. So 5 points in a row here from Mountain View. Not sure what they're thinking, but maybe a timeout in the works for Brescia Hansen if this continues. Iyer keeps it alive. Back row attack from Nelson. Haley Hereford. And that's how the match is going to end, as that one is a hitting error. Goes into the net, and it's 25-18. So 25-8, 25-13, 25-18 is how this match ends. And the students from Lyman rush the court. They go to celebrate with their team. So Lyman is a perfect 19-0 on the 2018 volleyball season. They are one of the best in the entire state, probably the best in the entire state, maybe one of the best in the country. I know we don't do volleyball rankings across the country, but I would be hard-pressed to think this isn't a top 25 team in the entire nation. That is how good this team is. So Mountain View loses here in 3 sets, but nothing to balk at, because this Lyman team is one of the best that I have ever seen at the high school level. So that will do it for us here in Mountain View on homecoming night. I will be in Lyman tomorrow to broadcast their football game home against Lovell at 1 p.m. If you want to watch that Lovell-Lyman game, football game at 1 p.m., make sure to tune in to mylocalradio.com. Once again, we would like to thank all of our sponsors. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for any of our broadcasts for Mountain View and Lyman Sports, please contact us out of the radio station in Evanston. We have a lovely secretary and sales assistant, Kayleen Anderson, who will help you out, and Julie Burley, our sales director, will get you set up. So call today if you're interested in becoming a sponsor. Thank you once again to all of our sponsors, including Dr. McKay Frankham, who sponsored our precision play of the game, coming off the hands of McKinley Bradshaw. A clean kill in the second set where it really just demeaned this Mountain View Buffalo team. Just had no chance to recover there. So that will do it. 25-8, 25-13, 25-18. Those are the scores from the 3-set victory. Lyman over Mountain View takes this rivalry once again. Join us tomorrow for our football game, Lovell-Lyman, 1 p.m. kickoff on mylocalradio.com. Thank you for joining us once again. My name is Sean Bennett, signing off.